So, are we ready to talk about the most important game of episode Ghost to date ish?
So all I could think of was that Ruli and the other people afflicted with this looked like freaking D-Reaper agents.
Yes. I listen, the entire time I was just sitting here, it's like, okay, what Digimon is this though? Because I'm looking at this, it's like, alright, this looks like freaking it would be like Phantomon or something, because it's like a skeleton mouth. But I'm like, well, no, that doesn't make sense. It has to be stronger than an ultimate, right? It has to be at least mega. And she starts like making her arms weird and shooting lightning, and I'm like, Boltmon? What?
I was like, I thought it was Parasimon because it makes sense with
Yeah,
I keep eating and I can't get full, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's a parasite. It's Parasimon.
Yeah, there's a second where I'm like, oh wait, is it Leviamon? Because she's supposed to be like a lizard, maybe? And I'm like, wait, no, Leviamon isn't gluttony, it's like wrath, even though it's like a crocodile with a giant mouth. And like, freaking Beelzemon isn't envy, it's gluttony, even though his entire character arc is about being envious of everyone around him being stronger than he is.
Yeah, don't think about it too much.
But yeah, so it's like... So here's the episode. Here's the thing. This episode... Quartzmon is like... Listen, okay? Quartzmon is a good guy, I swear. He's a really good boy.
He just cares way too much about helping the Digimon, doesn't care about what's happening to anyone else.
Don't worry about the fact that he literally looks like a freaking angel from Evangelion. He actually just wants to help the baby Digimon. He's just a good boy, and he's done nothing wrong, and he just wants to help the kids.
You know what? You know what else he reminds me of? He reminds me of like a Reaverbot design.
Yeah.
With like the weird locked jaw, locked teeth mouth thing.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like, it's very Reaverbot-esque, and I get like massive Ava vibes off of it as well.
Yeah.
And you like see his true form, and it's like, it's just Amino Sagiri from Persona 4 or whatever. It's the giant eyeball.
Yeah. So
it's like, yeah.
So to cut through the fluff of this episode, most of it is Ruli ingested a weird parasite from Quartzmon, and then she's like eating the whole episode, and she cannot like sate her hunger, and eventually it leads her to. At first she starts trying to eat Gammamon, and then she starts trying to eat like Hiro and Kyo.
Yeah. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this is getting close to being someone's fetish, but I don't think it really crosses the line quite yet. And she starts like trying to eat people, and it's like, okay, this could have gone so much worse than it did. This could have been handled so much worse, holy crap. This could turn dark really quickly. Yeah, this could turn sus really fast.
I will say, I think it took them way too long to be like, hey, we should probably take her to Mummymon.
Yeah, like, we're so close to the end of the series. There's been so many incidents that at this point, it's like, the second someone starts eating uncontrollably that you know isn't like that, they should immediately be like, okay, there's something weird about this. We should look into this crap.
Yeah, she's a relatively normal human being who starts eating like Goku all of a sudden.
Yes, and like, no matter how much she eats, she is not getting full. There's like something that's draining all the energy from the food, and she's just like eating nonstop, just obsessively.
Yeah. Also, we find out that Hover Espamon happened just so he could carry the protagonists while their Digimon fight.
Hover Espamon walked so that he could fly and carry the team.
Yeah, Hover Espamon he's just a platform.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Man, I do want to mention there's a scene early on this episode where Rui's talk about this weird chocolate she ate, which we learn are like freaking Quartzmon's particles, which I'm gonna be real, I don't think you survive eating those. I don't think you're supposed to, ingest that. I think those like blow you up or something, but sure.
That's a different thing, which he tries to do to Kano Weissmon and Betismon.
And to the show's credit, it also isn't nearly as fashy as it could be. He is like forcing their mouths open and trying to make them swallow these like things.
Yeah, it's like it's just a particle that he like makes you eat, and then it blows you up from the inside.
Yes.
It's like
how,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
I dislike how characters act like idiots for the plot to work, but still is the stock of champions. Yeah. Really is the stock of champions. Yeah. So then it's like, there's a little, like, brief moment where she's talking about the candy thing, and she's like, oh yeah, did one of yours taste weirdly hard? Yeah, that was weird. And no one questions it. And while she's talking about this, Gamamon looks away, and Espamon steals all his candy. And I'm like, Ghost Game, stop giving me reasons to not like Espamon. What's wrong with you?
I thought it was kind of funny.
It's goofy, but I'm like, oh, you're so mean though, Espamon. Why?
Yeah, he just steals all of Gamamon's candy, and it's just like he turns back and he's like, "Where'd they go?" Also, I'm pretty sure it was like some kind of all-you-can-eat buffet thing for like 3 hours, so I'm pretty sure he could have just got more. It's fine.
I care too much about my little dino boy.
Gamamon's great.
Gamamon's pretty great. Listen, if nothing else, at least Ghost Game has sold me on Gamamon.
I'm always, yeah, he's got a good design. I'm always happy to see like more virus types in like a main character position. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. And he is definitely not the cause of the Digimon apocalypse.
Definitely not.
Yeah. I do want to mention something real quick, because we learned that, like, Quartzmon is sending these things out to his whole complicated process to absorb energy. So 2 weeks ago, as I was watching this, I was going to the cons, I was ranting about how dumb Millenniumon was. I said something like, yeah, they straight up, I have the con right here, I, like, found it. They straight up can't outdo this, it's too big. What, are we going to have Quartzmon invade the world or some crap? Like, unless the finale is busting out freaking Lucemon Saiyan mode, nothing's ever going to feel like as big of a threat as this thing should be.
And is this something you said on the podcast?
I may have also said on the podcast, I forget if I did or not, but I definitely said it in a comment that I wrote down and have, like, on record, as saying, as soon as Millenniumon showed up, what the crap are they going to do? Pull out freaking Quartzmon?
Okay, so yeah, you might have said it on the podcast, because that might be where I heard the name Quartzmon.
I probably did, but I didn't remember for sure. So yeah, I feel like I called this super hard somehow, and I hate that I called this, because I was freaking joking.
Yeah. I mean, as strong as Quartzmon seems to be, Zed Millenniumon still feels like the bigger threat. He just erases time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Zed Millenniumon is, like, kind of a bigger deal, but Quartzmon is still really up there.
Yeah. Also, until shown otherwise, I'm still just gonna believe the hero has Moon Millenniumon just like in his sock drawer or something.
So here's the thing. I am, of course, not that familiar with, like, Digimon X-Cross Wars or Fusions or whatever. Anyone who's, like, watched this probably knows that by now. I did look up Quartzmon a little bit, not to be, like, spoiled on the show, but to have, like, a bit more of an idea. Yeah, no, this thing's just straight up the final boss of Digimon Fusion. It's a series where they bring all the protagonists together. And the
Yeah,
deal literally is that, like, all 6 of the main characters need to be working together with their Digimon, all 6 of them, in their final most powerful forms, because if even a single one of them isn't helping out, then they're not going to be able to defeat that thing. Is like literally like invading the real world and taking over the entire planet on its own. Like, the vibe I get is that this is basically D Reaper 2.0.
yeah. I was looking it up earlier, like during the podcast, even because I was like, wait, what was Quartzmon? I meant to look that up. And I was looking through its forms, and it's like it has a planet form. It's like what?
Yes. Quartzmon is an unidentified Digimon. It is a colossal Digimon that continues to absorb data and amplify its power. The large, wicked globe that corresponds to the majority of its body is a fusion reactor that generates Quartzmon's power source, the Gypudo particles, or whatever it is, Gypudo, whatever you say it, from the data it absorbed. Quartzmon's true body is at the top and can act away from the large, wicked globe. And it's also possible for it to change its form. It has a greed for the data of the entire world. The episode literally titled Gluttony, and completely swallows and absorbs Digimon and humans. And it just radiates Gypudo particles generated from its large, wicked globe to the entire surrounding. If anyone touches them even slightly, their body will be wiped out without leaving any spread data. Apparently, someone said that in our translation, the sphere is literally called the Orb of Evil.
But no, he's just trying to save the babies.
This might be the most nonsensical a villain plan has ever been in Ghost Game. It's so fanservy, it's not even subtle. The finale for, like, Digimon Fusions, oh jeez. I tried to look up a video explaining what the deal with Quartzmon was more so I'd understand, and all I found was a clip from the finale of a character betraying everyone and just making Quartzmon happen. And I just look over, and I'm just seeing, like, freaking, like, Gallantmon, Omnimon, and, like, Imperialdramon Fighter Mode just hanging out in the background. This is the level we're on with this thing.
Yeah, I think I've seen clips from the finale of Cross Wars. So I think it's the one where some really off the walls crap happens.
Oh, jeez. Dark days of Digimon. Yeah. So yeah, Quartzmon's plan is to just, instead of using its freaking ultra tier power, to use its literal fusion reactor, which produces like literal like radioactive energy that can use for things like a freaking demon core, just about to go nuclear.
It could have just been generating energy for the babies.
Instead of just using its energy for the babies, it just shoots out like billions of tiny orbs in the hopes that like some stupid person is going to accidentally eat one and be like, oh, that was weird. And then can like use their body to just eat a bunch of food and get energy. and it drains their life force and brings the thing back so it has energy to feed the babies, even though the babies can just eat human food and it could have just descended like a god and stolen all the food in town.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest things. Is like, okay, eventually the thing bursts out of Ruli's body and flies off up into the main body of Quartzmon. And it's like it's like, okay, she should be fine now, right? And it's like, just give her some food or something. And it's like, no, apparently the thing that burst out took like a part of her with it or something.
Listen, the only way to be the patron, lawful, good hero here and save the children, the poor orphaned babies, is through murder. There are no other options. They need food. We have to kill people and drain their souls.
Yeah, and then Goramon's just like, look, she's going to die. Please give her energy back. And he's like, but what about the babies? And it's like, we'll give them food. And it's like, oh.
It's the most it's the most nothing resolution because they don't explain how they are gonna like fix this. They're just like, oh yeah, no, we can take care of that. And he's like, okay, I believe you. Later.
Yeah, Jellymon mentioned something about a farming business. I like I guess she has like a whole thing going on where she can get food.
I like that the very first thing Quartzmon does after, like, establishing is the ability to drain energy from things and transfer it to other beings is that, like, the heroes try to fight it and then unleashes a bunch of stupidly huge, super powerful, like, supercharged energy beams. They're literally going to blow up the entire city, which would get it literally nothing and just waste shitloads of energy. And it's like, why can't you just use that power for the babies?
Yeah.
Why can't you just use the power to wipe a city off the map to feed the children? Oh man, it's like this entire fight, it's shooting out so many giant, like, super beams. And it's like, but the babies, though.
Yeah, a lot of this episode is pretty weird. And it's like the silver lining is that like it seems like we're finally going to start on the real plot. Because at the end of the episode, Clockmon is just like, hey, a bunch of Digimon are just swarming into the human world, and I don't know why.
Yeah, like, it's not like, before, where it's like, oh, there's 1 or 2, it's like, no, these things are, like, everywhere. They're just everywhere. It is unavoidable at this point. They're just ultimates walking the street.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, finally plot. And then it's weird because the freaking the preview seems like it's going to be like a weird weekly episode as usual.
Yeah, it's like, I saw the preview and it's like, okay, something fish people, but Cthulhu though, or whatever. And I'm like, but we're way past Dagomon. Like, are they gonna introduce an evolution to Dagomon, or like, is this gonna be like, is it Leviamon? What the crap even?
Yeah.
What's even left?
Yeah, so for anyone who actually watched the preview, the next episode is just called The Call, and it's like the call of Cthulhu. Like, it's probably, and there's like fish people, and it's probably going to be about Dragomon, and it's like,
oh my god,
it's just straight up like Lovecraft stuff.
Kinda know what happens for the previews, is it's so spoily. Oh man. It's just, I'm trying to think, like, okay, what other stupidly overpowered out there mega levels could we even pull out for this one, you know? What's even left at this point?
I don't know. Is there a Cthulhu-mon?
There is Digimon.
Yeah, I guess it's essentially.
Are we just gonna get the D Reaper? Like, I don't, cause that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because that was a specific thing from Tamers.
Are we getting Agistramon? Is that the deal? Is it gonna be like, the freaking Super Seadramon form I've seen before, where he's like a battleship? Like,
Agistramon.
we've...
Oh.
Yeah, like, what options are even left that would be fitting for, like, a water character?
I don't know. Honestly, at this point, we're just gonna have to watch and find out, because I can't possibly think of what in the world they're gonna do next week.
Ghost Games Viewer plays Bard for a show. It looks kind of like a Digimon show because of Digimon Directler and similar VAs. Okay. Is it going to be a new Digimon series, or is it gonna be a Digimon substitute? Cause, like, I don't know, man. If it's good, I might just check it out anyways. Man. I jokingly say, like, listen, we need a better monster freaking partner show. Let's watch Beast Tamers. But I've actually seen the first episode of Beast Tamers. It does not look like it's particularly good or interesting. We would have nothing.
There was a like a big Digimon convention recently, but I don't think they really revealed anything that crazy.
Yeah.
Like I think they revealed some more Vital Bracelet stuff.
Would we ever do, like, one of these for freaking Monster Rancher?
I don't
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
All I remember is I remember seeing an episode or two as a kid, and it was something about, like, the freaking succubus girl, who, looking back, is probably a bit sexier than I would expect her to be for, like, a kid's show. And it's like she was making some weird, crazy sacrifice. And it was like, oh no, don't die. And I remember something about the wolf guy's backstory being like Tiger the Wolf or more the crap. And he was like, it was like, oh, he's such a proud fighter or whatever or something. And I remember nothing except for those little moments.
Pretty sure I used to watch Monster Rancher before I would go to school in the morning.
Monster Rancher, now that's the name I had heard in a long time. Digimon Secret is the big announcement. It's more of a web novel with cross-promotion with live-action trailers for characters and a Val Bracelet tie-ins. Oh, that's good. Alright, yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if I'd actually check out, but you know what? I'm tempted to. That could be cool. New Wolf Digimon's cool. Yeah.
It seems like they're going to be moving forward with the Vital Bracelet BE for a while, so maybe I'll finally get one. And hopefully they don't just release a new one as soon as I do.
Oh, crap. Sorry, go ahead.
That's what they've been doing, is like I would buy, it's like, oh, there's a new Vital Bracelet model out, and it's like, okay, cool, I'll get it. This should be like the last one for a while. It's like introducing the Digimon Vital Bracelet BE with enhanced battle features and such, and it's like, oh. So I've been holding off on getting the newest model for a while now.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I first was like, wait, you said Quartzmon was in Digimon Heroes. I'm like, wait, wasn't that like a manga that came out and they had the freaking, like, they had the whole thing with, like, ex-Antibody Digimon stuff, and apparently, no, it's not. Actually, it's a card game thing. It seems unrelated. So okay. It's like, oh, wait, does he? It's like, oh, no, Quartzmon doesn't appear in that. He probably just appears as a card. Which I also got card game spoilers for, by the way. Because it's like there are very specific Digimon that interact with it, and I just look at it and I'm like, oh, so you're just the bad guy, huh? Got it. Oh man. Kinda wish it was a show, a game, like the whole multimedia deal. Yeah, Seeker seems interesting for a show. That was interesting in a while. Lugamon is a good boy. Alright, let me look this crap up.
I think I saw that posted on Twitter, and I think I looked it up, but I forgot already. Fine.
I swear I looked up Lugamon and it got all corrected to Boogeyman.
Same.
Okay, yeah, he is a pretty good boy. I actually like him a lot. He seems pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
He has vibes of like an older Digimon, I think.
yeah, exactly. He is like kind of older Digimon vibes, but
I think it's because he's got
still
unnecessary
feels kind of
belts.
like newer. Yeah, like. Is it weird to say he kind of feels like, like a fake mon, like, what, like fan created Digimon or something?
If the creator had a good sense of how older Digimon felt.
Yeah, he feels like a good fake mon, I guess would be the right way to put it. Yeah. He feels like an on-point one.
There's a Doge edit.
Amazing. Oh man, I think I see it. Yep, alright. Yeah, Lugamon Doge.
Gonna post it in the Discord because it's funny.
Does you remember Animemes? Does you remember when like Animemes was a thing on YouTube and they did like freaking rap battles with the Animemes? And like because it was like the earlier days of the internet, like back in the 2010s, the impression people had of Doge wasn't that concrete yet. So instead of being the cute, wholesome Doge we know now, they went for a hardcore Asian stereotype Doge.
Oh no.
And it's exactly what you think it is.
Oh no.
Oh man. Yeah, it kinda does have the vibe, yeah. Jesus. I feel like is there anything else we really want to talk about with this episode? We're so off the rails right now.
No, we've pretty much covered everything that happens.
Why is this episode so dumb? Quartzmon is so cool, though. He's such a cool villain design.
I do like the bit where they it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll tie his arms together by doing all these maneuvers and stuff, and then he just fuses his goopy arms together into giant arms, and it's like, oh, well, that worked for like a second.
Man, I'll point out this episode, Amphimon just shears his freaking legs off from like the orb body, his manipulators.
Yeah.
So just
Amphimon has like water cutters.
So extra screw you to that random dude in the comments who was determined on insisting that Amphimon was useless outside of the water for no reason.
It's like, no, not only can Amphimon like thrive outside of water, Amphimon can shoot water.
Yeah, Amphimon seems like fairly strong. Ironically, she's done way more than Drillbitmon at this point. Or Diarbitmon? She's done way more than Diarbitmon.
Yeah, but I think that's mainly because, I don't know, we might not see Diarbitmon do anything crazy, but it's like...
Yeah, Diarbitmon's got the shaft for like so many episodes recently. Like, Amphimon might just actually be stronger in terms of like sheer power.
Maybe.
Because Diarbitmon seems more about the speed and precision.
Yeah, Ruly spent this entire episode out of commission, so...
Yeah. It's like this episode, and Lamortmon got take out immediately in the freaking Clavis Angemon episode. And before that, wasn't there some other reason she got taken out of commission, couldn't fight or whatever?
I mean, Clavis Angemon was just wrecking everybody.
Yeah. But she didn't even get to go Mega.
Yeah.
Again, this show in 5 episodes. Man, honestly, at this point, that seems about right. And I'm just...
I wouldn't be surprised.
episodes to get to the first thing I would consider, an actual real plot point is, way too much. Holy crap, this is so far into it. This is so absurd. Jeez. What's the most absurd way to, phrase this? You can get through, 4 full seasons of My Hero Academia by the time we got to the point in Ghost Game where plot happens. I think that sounds about right. You can get through 4 full seasons of 12 episode one-off anime before anything happened. You're not wrong. Just holy crap. I'm kind of curious on something real quick. How bad is this? Yeah, by episode 63 of One Piece, they were fighting Laboon. They were out of Reverse Mountain. They were through the East Blue arcs. And that was oh my god, just saying that. As it's coming out of my mouth. You can be done with East Blue in One Piece. Exactly. By this point in One Piece, they were just through gathering up all the main crew members, and they're through with all that crap, and they were on their way to Alabasta. This is that's a show that people don't get into because it's too long, and more plot has already happened. Ichigo saved Rukia by now.
Sick.
Oh man.
They finished the best arc in Bleach by now.
They finished the part of Bleach that I stopped watching after because who cares what happens next? Oh man. Bleach was already over and about to start getting bad. Jeez. What's the most absurd way we could put this? Naruto beat Neji? Yeah. Holy crap. We were through with the Zabuza arc. We were halfway through Chunin exams.
Sick.
Oh, jeez. Just holy crap, Ghost Game.
Yeah, that's all I've got to say for this week's episode.
I should be more glad that stuff is happening, but I just can't help but feel empty inside. I do want to bring up one last thing, because there is something I was thinking of when they were going through this. And it's okay, they talk out the one who's sending Digimon there again. As they talk about that, it's I'm thinking okay, it might just be Heroes Die or whatever. As they say it, you see a black patch appear on, Gamamon's back and then disappear.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Crazy tinfoil hat theory. What if Gamamon's the one who sends Digimon here?
Just unknowing.
Yeah, what if, Gamamon is, sent his minions out, the other black Digimon, to, send other Digimon to the human world. And, it's just one big bid to force Hero to sync with him so he can regain his power. Because if he can keep putting Hero in danger, then he can, like, force him to make him evolve to stop it.
Maybe.
Yeah, because, like, we know Gamamon has later forms, and you know what? Those would probably be pretty effective villains. If they actually do that, that'd be really good. That'd be a really good final arc and setup. That would completely explain why Gamamon can talk if he's not going to do anything with it. Right, there's one other thing I do want to mention about that. Yeah, remember when Gamamon, like, first turned into Gooloos? And he's just like, oh, hey, yeah, it's stuffy in this digital field shift. I'm going outside, and he's, like, breaking out of it.
Yeah.
How the fuck is this thing trapping all these ultra-level Digimon?
I don't know.
I'm just looking at, like, freaking, like, Quartzmon shoot these giant lasers around, and it's like, if Gulu's Gamamon can just do that shit, then I'd have to imagine these things would be doing it on accident and breaking holes through reality all the time. They should definitely be able to break out of this, even if they're not intending to.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is maybe it has to be something you consciously have to do.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I don't know, maybe Goose Gamamon's just special. Maybe he just has the power to open portals, and that's meant to foreshadow his ability to open portals to the digital world and pull other Digimon in.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know, man. Everything's on the table. It does seem like ever since they synced with their Digimon, stuff has been getting worse. Like, distinctly so, to an absurd degree. Oh man, but hey, that's just a theory, a tinfoil theory. Thanks for leaving.